Good Tuesday morning and welcome to my living room. Thanks for having me in yours. Let's do this Advent daily devotion together. We're talking about the three kings, and the truth is that they're very familiar to us, and yet if you think about it, we don't know one thing about them. We know that they were wise. We don't know what Eastern country they came from. Could they have come as far as the Orient? I think there's a case for that. But we do know that they were wealthy by the gifts that they presented to Jesus, not at his birth, but again, about 2 years later. We know that they were of noble birth. Maybe they were kings themselves. And we know one other thing, that they were learned in the natural sciences, that they were astronomers or astrologers, that they had studied the stars, and that a star had guided them. And I have to wonder, did they see the star that shone over the stable in Bethlehem when Jesus was born at his birth? Is that the star that they saw first? And therefore, did they travel for almost 2 years trying to find this King of the Jews? An amazing thing to me. And more amazing is what might have motivated their determination to seek out the King of the Jews and to present their adoration and their gifts, their worship to him. I guess the real question is, how did God reveal himself to them? They weren't Jews. They didn't have the heritage of Jews. They didn't have the covenant of Abraham. They didn't have the law of Moses. They had none of this kind of revelation. How did God present himself to them? Well, I think that Romans chapter 1 might have a pretty good clue. Verses 19 through 21 read this way. They, people, knew the truth about God because he has made it obvious to them. For ever since the world was created, people have seen the earth and sky, and through everything that God made, they can clearly see his invisible qualities, his eternal power, and his divine nature. So they have no excuse for not knowing God. Yes, they knew God, but they wouldn't worship him as God or even give him thanks. And they began to think up foolish ideas of what God was like. As a result, their minds became dark and confused. God has testified about himself through all of creation. Here's what I think. The answer to one of your Advent questions, the first question today is, how did they come to know God, or what do we know about salvation? God makes himself known to them. They simply believed the testimony of nature, of the universe, of the galaxy, of the stars. They believed that there was a God who ordered and crafted and put all of this together. And they were right. There is. Now, this God has made himself very real to you and me. And today is the day when we get to explore more about God, when we get to take a journey with him, and when we get to sit at his feet and listen to all that he has to tell us and worship and adore him. May God bless you as you do today.